I don't know what more to say. There's been multiple Liverpool. This is Hull on the screen, people. Stoke. We have people. We have talks of Stoke.
Where are the cannons? Where are the water cannons?
Vicky, thank you. I don't even know. But we're gonna have all the army side coming in.
They have
very,
to.
very soon. I've got a feeling. We did ask the chat, and a few people that did get involved was saying that yes, they should be bringing the water cannons and the rubber bullets out. What's your opinions, people in the boxes?
Well, I have a lot of experience. I'm from Israel. First, I wanted to say that I'm really, really sorry for everything that you're going through right now. We have a lot of experience with radical Islam. Not all Muslims are bad, but you have to understand that this is not an issue for the regular police to deal with. These are radical people. You have to have tear gas.
This is not radical people on the screen right now. Miss Blonde, don't come to this live and spread that. We know what you're all about. Don't do that here.
Are you kidding me?
This is not about Israel. Why are you coming here and saying that? Our country's going to pot here and you're spreading more hate.
That's exactly the opposite what I was saying.
We don't want to know about Israel right now.
I'm not talking about Israel. I just said that I have a lot of experience with riots.
Okay, then what do you want to do about it?
All right. Get the "you're fired" emotes out, please, in the chat. You're fired. This is not the time. Can the subs get the "you're fired" emotes out in the chat, please?
I'm tired of it.
It's not the right time. It's not the right time for these kind of arguments. It's bad enough what's going on up and down the country. It's not the right time.
It's really bad, isn't it? There's been a few incidents in Stoke. Where else? Blackpool's are bad, apparently.
I can't watch this anymore, Tony. It's frustrating.
Saeed, come back later on whenever you're ready, and we'll have a catch up a bit later on tonight. Yeah, all right.
Of course, Tony. You look after yourself.
Listen, take care. Thanks for joining as usual. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Lovely. Bye-bye.
Take care. All the best. All the best. It is horrible to watch it, people. That's it's a lot of places affected, a lot of people affected, a lot of people now. How many jobs now is going to be how many people are going to be struggling now over work because it is, won't be able to go in. That's going to take a long time. That's a whole store that needs to be redone. That's complete destruction. And I don't know, there's meant to be multiple people. They're taking people, Liv said box. What? Or Liv wants the box. What? Very strange. Hi.
No, sir, I'm just trying to show you one more live.
Okay, all right. It's not like my Olivia joining the box, so I thought she was coming up here to have a go at someone first. Have we got sound on your one for a minute, the BMW guy, or is it just that?
I'm just turning it down because you're all talking, mate.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine.
I'm gonna have to drop in a minute because I've got to sort the kids out.
Okay, well, I'll try to get one of the mods up here to Cam to this, but a BMW guy, thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
That's your account, Tony.
Thank you.
People that lush bath bombs. Fuck my life. This is fucking stupid. R2's been smashed to bits, ransacked. Specsavers, that's took a beating. Morrison's has been broken into. It's just fucking carnage everywhere you fucking look, guys.
I think this is another part of Hull where Olivia is. Olivia, is this another part of Hull?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is Hull, yeah.
Yeah, by the look of that live, Tony, it is, mate.
Yeah, I think it's just the other end of that where we're looking at with the BMW guys. So,
yeah, that is Hull complete because I live in Hull myself.
So you've had it here. This is not EDL, this is not National Front, this is not a fascist group police are moving the way down now. Line's moving forwards. Move this way now. Stay safe, guys. I presume they're going to push this line forwards because they need to get a fire engine into that building quickly. Because if not, like I say, all these are all old buildings. They've got the old insulation on. They will go up like a tinderbox.
Okay, I'm going to do a quick poll for the people in the chat. Do you think that this is just the start of it? Put a smiley face, a sad face if you think this is just going to fizzle out after the weekend, or smiley face if it's going to escalate and continue to escalate. Really is shocking. People, in case we need to restart, please, if you're not following, it's free to click that follow button. Just in case we get a warning, we will have to restart and you will get a notification. So if you're not following, click the follow button, please.
I cannot believe we've not had a fire engine yet.
Well, how will they make...
Wanting it to burn. Not sort of throwing anyone under the bus.
We can't send a fireman into that.
Sent by the police to get down here until the actual shop's on fire, man.
How would they meant to send... They'll be terrorised in that high street.
The thing is, the closer the police move forwards, you're just pushing the protesters further around the corner towards more shops. Everything's been looted.
It really is just the beginning.
They threw about 100 fucking missiles at Specsavers and Bish nearly died. So anyway, but that's the fucking shop they need to go to. Because fucking they clearly haven't got a very good sight, have they? They're going to cattle everyone in a minute. Right, so... Guys. So this is a perfect example of cattling. If you've never seen it before in action, you're going to see it from someone live in the middle of it all. See, the bulk of the crowd's going to go that way towards the rest of the shops.
It's all going to be fun and games at the minute. Katie, thank you. It's all going to be fun and games at the minute until there's a lot of injuries before the night's out. This is no fun and games. This is not protesting. This is not getting a point across. This is complete and utter just destruction.
Police line moving forward yet again. Right, this police line's moving forwards now. They're going to put a line across here, I imagine. I don't know which way to go.
Okay, so you're both covering Hull. Olivia's just the other side, and obviously the BMW guy has got a footage from one side. So let me go back. This man seems to be actually stuck right in the middle of it on the BMW's page. It seems to be stuck right in the middle of it.
Boss, let your incident come back. It's inside the building. There we go. Right, I'm stuck behind the line now, guys.
Sorry. Okay, by the look, they're preparing for something.
And guys, because of all these cam twos, please make sure that you follow the host just in case he needs to restart.
Yeah, I could have
Don't
to
worry about
restart
following me.
any
Just
time.
please make sure that you follow the host because he will come straight back on.
Yeah, I will load it back up if it does have to go off. I will load it back up. Lucy, any update? Is it still remaining calm there for now?
Yeah, they're just like both sides is chanting. A lot more's turned up on this side now, but the police is I've had to move over. by police, so we wouldn't have been able to get out. But the police line's working; they're still separated.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna Olivia. What much is going on that screen? Is it just sort of still pretty much the same?
Yeah, nothing's really changed. There's just a lot of people loitering.
Okay. Ems, what area did you say you were in? Sorry, what area was you in?
I've got Liverpool now because it was all kicking off here and going a bit crazy.
You're Liverpool side, yeah?
Yeah, this is Liverpool now. There's smoke everywhere and police everywhere and people going off at each other.
Okay, so Liverpool, let me just give a quick...
Sorry.
Let me shoot over to Liverpool. If you can zoom into that, please, Ems. If you can just... Okay, so we see the police are gathered there. Okay.
Drop Tony.
Oh, the BMW guy, thank you so much.
It's lagging and going weird.
I just want to say a massive thanks to the BMW guy for coming up here and Cam too, and for the length of time you did. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you. He's with me.
All right, take a step back there.
Thank you. Hey, we've been pushed back this side now.
I mean, we can reinforce the corner from behind.
Oh, the whole, whoa. They've brought the horses in now. This lot's just tried to stampede.
Okay. And on your screen, Lucy, the opposite side of them police is the anti-fascist group. Yeah.
If these lot charge, just leg it that way. Because we're just stuck.
All right, Lucy, just make sure you stay safe, whatever you do, okay?
Yeah, we're all right.
By the way, people, what you're watching, where Lucy is in Bristol. Lucy is in Bristol right now, so that's exactly where...
I can't get no closer. I've got you as close as I can.
Okay, Lucy, I'm going to switch it over quick. Olivia, zoom in, please, to that. Olivia, which area is that, please?
I'm just trying to find out. 1 second.
I think this is... What area is that, Olivia? Do you know? Sorry, I know you're on mute.
I'm just trying to find out. Bear with me.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Let's have a quick check up. I think you're in. I think the one you've got is Nottingham. Just Ems. Where is this one?
It's absolutely swarmed with police here, though.
I can see on your screen there. Yeah, I can see. Lucy, can you unmute? Sorry, Lucy, can you unmute again, please? Lucy, if you can hear me, I need you to unmute if you can, please.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, so is it pretty much the same? The police are just keeping a big divide at the moment.
Yes, it's absolute chaos. So they've got the horses come in the line now because this lot like stampeded, and then they've got the dogs. You're surrounded here. They're just absolutely everywhere.
Okay, thank you, Lucy. I'm gonna keep changing around through cameras, people, just in case we get a warning or a violation. Please make sure you're following. Click that follow button. It's free. We are going to be doing coverage all night, and I will possibly be at one of these later on, streaming live myself.
Where are these lots going now? I don't know what's going on. They're all charging down here now.
Okay, so it's seeing that.
He's in the comments, Tony, from last night.
Miss J, you said you're okay. What's going on here, Lucy?
Where are they all going?
Where are they all going?
They've separated this group. Half of them now is legging it this way, and all the police has gone that way. So I'm not too sure what's going on. I think actually the police have gone down and they're putting their helmets and that on.
Yeah.
Down there. But the police dogs and horses and the line of like the police officers are still keeping them separated.
Okay, we've got an incident kicking off at where Ems is. We got a kick off here. Ems, can you go a bit closer? I think they're attacking someone here on that street. Yes. Who was that cameraman? He needs to get over there. I think they've actually that was someone that was going past on a bike they tried to get at. Just Ems, can you unmute, please? Just Ems, what happened there? By the looks of it, it looked like that was someone
going at each other now, and there was a child that needed to be pulled out the way.
Okay, so clashes are breaking out. Okay, that's one on the floor. Look. Oh, yeah. He's knocked out. He's gone to sleep.
Flat out.
Okay, right.
They're just turning on each other. Oh, it keeps lagging. Let me see if I can turn it up. Yeah.
Just to confirm, this is Liverpool, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, the scenes you're looking at right now on the screen, people, is Liverpool. Clashes in Liverpool. Clashes on Liverpool.
He's regaining consciousness.
Whoa.
Oh my god. Yeah,
Kevin! He's talking shit.
Regaining consciousness now.
Yeah, so it looked like he'd been knocked unconscious, but there's a nurse helping him apparently, and it looks like he's regaining.
Yeah, they're all scrapping now. They've worked.
Okay, well, would it look like? Would it look like there's people?
Already. What is up, good people? You're watching Brodsy Entertainment. Today I am joined with a special guest, an up-and-coming YouTube channel, The Dating Analyst. Today's going to be something a little bit different and special. We're going to be throwing some questions back and forth at each other, just sharing the knowledge. I'll leave it to the Dating Analyst.
Hello everyone, I'm The Dating Analyst, and thank you for joining us. I've been asked to do a very, very good collaboration with the Brodsy. It's got an interesting story. We're going to find out about it. And yeah, I'm glad to be here to do my first sort of like interview. So this is going to be interesting. We're going to find out a lot of stuff. So you happy, ready to fire some of the questions off?
Fire away, fire away.
So obviously, for the people who don't know, I'm The Dating Analyst. You could join me on YouTube whenever you get a chance. But moving on, Brodsy United or Brodsy Babes or Brodsy OnlyFans. 3 different, quite unique channels. One gaming, one was Man United, and then one was OnlyFans. Tell us the story and tell us how you got from gaming to obviously the story of OnlyFans.
Well, it's an interesting one. You know, obviously most men like to game. I was gaming I was gaming 5-6 hours a night, and I thought, why not make a content channel? So I was making content. I was doing live streams on YouTube. But obviously, with the gaming industry, it's really competitive.
Yes.
Really competitive. Obviously, then there's getting the right equipment together, spending loads of money and stuff, which I didn't have at the time. So, like, I moved over to doing interviews and stuff. I was doing live stories and stuff. And I went for about a stage of about a month where I just interviewed OnlyFans girls. And
so wait, let me interject there. So you started off like playing games and then consuming time playing games. Then you started recording yourself playing, and that's when you started the channel playing video games, the Call of Duty. Some of them, I've seen some of them games. So then, how did you do the transition? What made you think? So you're playing video games, you're recording yourself, you're not making money, you're getting low views, you got a normal job. And then how did you transition? What was the thought process transitioning to interviewing people, was it first?
Yes.
Normal people.
Yeah, just a general public. But I think it was to be honest with you, I actually I had a YouTube channel before that got deleted, where I was literally just banging out any sort of content, like movie clips, all different sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously, I watch a lot of YouTube channels as well, so I was kind of like, just looking at the market and just seeing what's trending at the minute.
Yeah.
And and I've always liked speaking to people, so wasn't more or less speaking to OnlyFans girls. It was speaking to anyone, and I would literally get anyone on my channel, chat to them, life stories. Have had some great stories on my channel, some great guests that I've become to call friends. And then sort of obviously I went for a period of about a month where I just interviewed OnlyFans girls.
All right,
and then,
I'm going to get to you there. Sorry, I'm going to keep interjecting because I want our audience to like stay with us. So we've gone for, so you've been playing games, you've done that, you started recording yourself, you had a small little following, it was fun. Then you stopped that and you said, okay, you like this online stuff. You started interviewing normal people, anyone with an interesting story. You started interviewing them. There was no connection there with OnlyFans. You just interviewing normal people, girls, men, people from different backgrounds, people from different experiences. And then the third step now was the OnlyFans step. I want to, how did that happen?
literally, as I said, my way of contacting people is I would contact 100 people a day and try get literally anyone on my channel, boys, girls, anything. And then, as I said to you, I went to a period of time where literally OnlyFans girls kept replying to me. It was only OnlyFans girls that came on, and literally it just kicked off from there. And then obviously, the big sensation on the internet, Andrew Tate. I had watched a lot of his videos, and obviously you looked at his lifestyle when he was coming up, loads of money, loads of girls, and he made his money. He made his money by doing the OnlyFans thing. So that piqued my curiosity, and I was just like, okay, let me see if I can get involved with this OnlyFans business. And lo and behold, I started interviewing girls, and then I started listening to them. And a lot of them a lot of the girls seemed to struggle with technology, gadgets, setting things up. And that's obviously something that I've learned to sort of, put together pretty fast. So it's like it was like a dream match really for any OnlyFans girl that doesn't want to do like the crazy amount of technical work and stuff. They've got someone that sort of takes the workload off them.
So the behind the scenes. Okay. So you said a lot there. I'm just going to unpack that. So you did mention the big sensation, Andrew Tate, and you were saying he had he inspired you, inspiration, seeing him. I would do the OnlyFans, or he opened the door to say, wait a minute, there's a way here where you can manage girls and make money. That's his message. And then that piqued your curiosity, and then you started to contact OnlyFans girls and saying what was you saying to them? Because if I contact OnlyFans girls, they'll be like, who are you? What do you want? Why are you calling me? Now, how did you overcome that hurdle when you started your first OnlyFans girl managing?
I think what makes it easier is obviously the fact that I've said before that I was contacting loads of people, like 100 people a night I would contact and try to get them on. So guys, girls, all sorts. And then obviously I would start getting OnlyFans girls. And then the moment I made the transition to start working with OnlyFans girls, like that's when maybe subconsciously maybe I started targeting more sort of girls that do OnlyFans on social media. And obviously they go online, they see me speaking to girls, they see me speaking to guys. I think what most people honest to God, most people interact with me and say, okay, like, because I'm a random guy just messaging a girl. Most people say they watched the video, watched the clip, and they thought, oh, this guy's really genuine, he's really cool, and let me see what he can do. And, and they're happy for the publicity, because obviously if one of their videos blows up, then, they can get 1,000 fans, and that's game over.
Okay. Because I'm following your story very closely, so I'm going to be jumping into the timelines just to make sure everything's clear so the audience can see the transitional stages. So as of now, this moment, how many OnlyFans girls are you managing, or you got under you?
So I manage about 10 girls at the minute. I'd say 5 girls is more just advice. Just more advice and just give them support wherever they need, sort of. And then 5 girls I physically hands-on manage. So I'd say like 5 girls actively managing at the minute.
Okay, 5 girls actually, man. You're making money from this, yeah?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Okay.
We started. We started making like I would say not crazy money, not mad money, but decent money. I would say making decent money. So, for instance, like people going to do a normal job 9 till 5, what they make in the UK, I would say I'm making that now comfortably. Obviously, as well, it's not all glitz and glamour. There's ups, there's downs. Girls decide to leave sometimes. When the girl, you can make a girl a load of money, get them built up, and one thing with me is I've made some big mistakes, and I've not put people under contracts. So I'm a genuine person, honest person. So when I say something to someone, it's gospel. If I say to them I'm going to work with them, it's 25%. I don't necessarily need a contract. Well, apparently I did need a contract, but I have. So I have lost the money as well. But it's once you get the ball rolling, and you learn how to sort of bring girls in, start giving them exposure, which isn't easy. It's hard work. Just like anyone thinking about setting up a content channel, it's not going to be easy. It's hard work. You have to put the work. You have to put the time in, put the work in, and it's the same thing. It's the same thing with OnlyFans girls at the minute. So they have to do a lot of work, a lot of publicity. They need to They need to get eyeballs on their pages, clicking on them links, and going over to their pages.
All right. This is interesting now. So I'm just going to unpack a few things. So 25% you said. So you earn 25% of what they earn or what you make them.
Mm-hmm.
So what was your top earner? What was she making a month?
I wouldn't like to give an exact figure, but my top earnings I would say between 10 and 20k a month.
Okay, and that's just one.
That was just one
client. Wow. Okay, so we jumped a lot there. I know we're going to get into the OnlyFans because I want to come back again. How did you go? So you must have had normal people managing, talking to, just a normal people. Anyone wants to have a conversation, come onto my channel and you're having a conversation. So you're having so many different people on from different experiences, old ladies, young men, old men, young ladies, older ladies, everyone, different experiences. And then somehow some OnlyFans girls started to come in and tell you stories. So then you started seeing more OnlyFans girls coming in. So, and then you heard of the Andrew Tate inspiration pushing. So then how did you then manage to say, I need to learn about OnlyFans to see if I can create a business from this? And what was your steps? Like, if there's a guy now wanting to start, how you started, what is your steps to managing girls for OnlyFans when you started?
Well, this is the interesting thing, actually. This is something I will say. I earn more than I would if I was doing OnlyFans. I would say I would be in the top 3% I'd be in at least the top 3% of OnlyFans. That's top 3% of every girl doing OnlyFans. I think there's like 100. I think it's about, I don't know, 50 or 100 million active creators on OnlyFans. So I would say I would be in the top 3% of that, of my earnings as a manager. So what I would say to people that want
the girls' revenue. You're in the top 3%, meaning the girls' revenue are making so much. Your 25% of that you're making puts you in the top 3% of the managers of OnlyFans behind the scenes. The top
3% of girls of the girls that actually do OnlyFans.
Oh, okay.
Not so much managers. There's managers out there that have got some managers work on bulk. They just take they'll take 100 girls and they'll just give them advice and they'll charge like a monthly fee. Whereas I sort of work more hands on with the girls and their accounts, and obviously I charge my 25%. But it's a process.
Your top earner is getting 10 to 20,000 a month. A lot of people got this impression that every girl on OnlyFans is making 10,000, 5,000, 20,000 a month. Is that so, or?
I'll say this to any girl thinking about doing OnlyFans: it's a grind, and you're gonna have to make big choices, and you're gonna have to make, ultimately, if you want to be successful, you're gonna have to make big compromises. Girls I know have lost family members, they've lost friends. From doing it, and it's hard, and what's really hard sometimes is girls that start up, and it doesn't necessarily kick off straight away for them.
Yeah.
And then like they
get discouraged.
They get discouraged. They get down. Then you have to think about this. Like some of these girls are doing OnlyFans to pay the bills to look after their children. Like this is the thing. Like and I'll just switch up 2 seconds because
go ahead.
like everyone has a perception of these OnlyFans girls thinking that like that the most common one is they're filthy, dirty hoes, and they want to just
dehumanize, less than human,
and they want to just do work. But I'm telling you the truth, most of these guys, when you meet them, they're really lovely girls. Most of them are really lovely girls, and they're just trying to do a good job for their family, put food on the table, just like you, just like I, just like anyone else. So you have to think about it. A woman that's willing to take her clothes off, give the most intimate part of herself to make money to provide for her family. Like I can't do nothing but respect that grind.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, I don't want to judge. We can't judge, and obviously, if a girl sexualizes herself on OnlyFans, society is going to judge, obviously, and society is going to portray them girls that do that as obviously they got no skills and they're less than human, and they're like someone like cheating, or they sold their soul for money. That's the societal perspective on OnlyFans. Obviously, I'm not judging. Whatever anyone does, they choose to do. If they're a grown adult, they're old enough to make decisions. And from my perspective, I'm not judging that. They're making their money that way. They're making their money that way. So back to yourself, obviously. How did you start your first payment, and what was that process? So you called the first, let me get it right. So you called the first girl, you said, let me manage you, or let me make some money for you. And then you went on to do like A, B, and C. Talk us through them steps, like from...
Well, one thing...
Without giving too much.
Yeah, obviously, anyone that does want to start an OnlyFans management company, and I can guarantee I can show anyone how to do that.
Okay.
Like, I will have a course on my YouTube channel for people that want to do that, want to start making... I'm not saying you're going to make loads of money, but even an extra 20k a year is enough money for a side hustle, just to put on top of your salary, An extra 20 grand a year, it's a nice little side hustle. So if anyone wanted to help with that, I can definitely help them with it. But the main thing is I did a lot of research on OnlyFans, and I found out that there was little bits here and there. There was little bits of software here and there that can optimize the OnlyFans account and make it more just turn it into a complete money machine, just so girls that can there's things that you can do on there that some of the girls don't necessarily know how to do. And with the research that I'd done, I found one piece of really good software. I won't mention it just now.
But it you're talking about software that automates the messages or the everything, so that the girls are free to do more content.
It basically it's like basically having an AI friend helping you manage your page, basically. Okay. So once I figured that out, that piece of information and what that does is literally gold. You could sell anyone could sell that to girls on doing OnlyFans, and you could sell that for £100, £1,000, £2,000. You could sell it for whatever you wanted. Just that one piece of information.
So it sounds like for me, hearing it sounds like you found that piece of information and you leveraged it to help girls grow their accounts.
Indeed.
And then they need you because you're the key intricate part of their growth, because without that information and that software to grow their account, they're nobody. So they pay you for that information.
Yeah,
it's not
100% that. I mean, the software is only works for some accounts as well, like for accounts that have been active for a while. For a brand new account, it's not going to work. For a brand new account, for older accounts, for girls that have had their accounts like 6 months, 7 months, even a year is beautiful. If you've got a girl that's had an account for a year, that's beautiful. Then you can do a lot with that. But the new accounts, that's just a grind.
Yeah.
Girls need to get out there and put themselves out there. It's hard for them, and these girls go through a lot. And I'll put something to you as being the dating analyst. A lot of the girls really struggle with love. A lot of the girls really struggle with love, finding men that are going to take them seriously. And what would your advice be to them on red flags, things to look out for, and just overall advice just for them to find the right sort of guy?
Okay, so I'll start with some of the simple points. I'm going to point it out so that everyone just knows it's clear the air. Obviously, if a girl is going to be on OnlyFans, it's going to limit the kind of potential partners that they can go with. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is the average man, and we're just going by the average man thinking, so this is pretty much a high percentage. The average man he's not going to want his girlfriend to sleep with someone else. Right? We'll start it there. He doesn't want his girlfriend to sleep with someone else. That's the ultimate. No, he doesn't want to do that. Then if we work backwards from the sleeping, he doesn't want his girlfriend speaking or going on dates with other guys. The average man, right? He's not going to be comfortable with that. A monogamous man, he doesn't want his girlfriend talking or going out with other guys without his permission, or even if he knows, he doesn't want that. Unless they're work colleagues or associates, he doesn't want his girl being in an environment with other men where they're trying to pursue her. So then if we push that back again, and then we see what the OnlyFans girl is doing in her career, she's not only talking with other men are paying her to show every part of her body to him and do whatever she decides is deemed what she's willing to go with for that check, right? So the average man doesn't really want a girl that would do that. Now, is there men out there that does want that? 100%, right? So let's talk about them men. The men that wouldn't mind their girlfriend being on OnlyFans, showing sexualizing themselves to other men, and they're happy with it. Well, these men are going to have some sort of, I'm not going to say insecurity, but they're going to have something that the average man don't. I don't know if it's common sense. I don't know what it is, but we have to bear in mind that the kind of guys that are going to go attract these girls are not going to be the average guy. What kind of guy goes for them? I don't know. They're going to have to, the girls that in OnlyFans, they'll have to look at their potential their ex-partners and see what kind of guys these are. So they know what kind of guys actually go for it. So I don't want to preach to the choir and tell these girls what kind of guys they can go for, why guys don't want to be with them. They pretty much know that OnlyFans career in society is deemed as dehumanizing. They will lose their support structure. I think some of their family wouldn't agree with their career choices, so their support structure will get damaged. Some of their friends want it to be associated with them. So that's another hit to the support structure. And then obviously they're asking what kind of boyfriend's going to pick up all of that, I wouldn't say baggage, but pick up all of that responsibility. I don't know what kind of guy. It's going to be difficult. And they're going to have to compromise. Just because they're making the money from the OnlyFans, that's not enough to make a guy be okay with the career choice. The guys don't really want a girl to pay for them so that the guy can be the one that's subservient to the girl. So I think the girls know that, and I think it would be hard for them to navigate the dating field. But I think they will choose when they meet a guy and they say what they do, and if the guy's open with it and he doesn't mind it, that's a good start. Mm-hmm. But so I would say that I wouldn't want to preach too much to the girls, because I think it's a normal career. There's plenty of guys that girlfriends do OnlyFans. There's plenty of guys that's doing OnlyFans. So they're not going to be short. Mm-hmm. It's just their selection process needs to be revised, sort of thing.
Yeah, I think one of the most important things which I've had to start telling girls as well, just openly and outright, some of these girls, you look at them and some of them are between 8 and 10, top quality looking girls between 8 and 10. And even though they are an 8 or a 10 between that bracket, they're going to attract the high spenders, the big spenders, the guys with loads of money, the guys that are going to take these girls out, spend money on them, give them the beat, whatever, anything. Yeah. But unfortunately, that person, them people, them type of guy that the kind of girls get at first, they will only put them in the sex only category. Yeah. So I think 100%. it's really tough for that. And one of the red flags. This is a game that's running now on OnlyFans at the minute with OnlyFans girls.
Yeah.
Guys are basically seeing that a girl does OnlyFans.
Yeah.
And then they're phoning them up and they're saying, "Oh, I would love to make content with you." This is like a classic. Guys are doing it. Basically, it's a game. It's a Simon Levive.
Yeah.
To try and get.
Wait. They're saying, listen, I see OnlyFans. I want to make content with you. Put me on your screen.
No, not put me on stream. We should make content together. So basically, they're basically
like a collaboration.
They're asking for a collaboration, but all they want is a free bang.
Yeah.
And I've first hand witnessed this, guys.
And these girls are getting banged for them off camera.
Some of them, they get banged. Most of the time, the guy just used it as a game.
Yeah.
Like he bangs them on camera. But the thing is, he bangs them on camera. But the thing is, most of the guys, what they would do afterwards, they'll be like, I'm not signing any contracts or anything. You can leave it up for like a week or so, but I want it taken down ultimately. The guys, they see a hot girl on telly, on TikTok, on YouTube, Instagram, whatever it is, and they think, I just want to bang that. And so guys are doing it, So that's just like a little game that's running.
Look at the game. I mean, the game's changing, isn't it? People are using all sorts for different games. So to head back then, you said you drew inspiration from Andrew Tate.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me how it is to manage OnlyFans girls, because to manage one girl is a lot. So how would it be to manage 10? Tell me what sort of controls you use. Tell me how was it to manage 10 girls?
Well, unlike Andrew, I was inspired by Andrew Tate, but unlike Andrew Tate, I haven't got these girls, in a bed in a house somewhere. I'm not taking 50% of their money.
Yeah.
I'm not fooling them with tax. I'm not fooling them with tax issues. The girls get their money and they just pay me. It's honestly like a handshake. Like you do a deal. Okay, we're both gonna sell something. It's £100. I get 25%. The girls pay me my money. It's that simple. So there's no control system from it at all. We all work together. And I come up with ideas. I say to them, I do a daily show on YouTube, on all my socials. I say to them, look, get on there, come up with ideas. I come up with crazy ideas, crazy ideas. I come up with them just for them to get noticed, because literally every single day there's a new girl coming on OnlyFans. But the good thing is, and this is a good thing for you girls to remember, there's only ever one girl that looks like you, and that only one girl that is actually you. Not maybe so much look like you, because there are girls, you can categorize typical blonde, whatever, typical brunette. But it's very important to show your personality, because this is one of the things that I was interested in, the psychology of everything. What makes a guy look at a girl? Guys are scrolling on Instagram, scroll.
Yeah.
What makes that guy say, this is the girl I want to see? So that's something that I'm playing with now. If I can work that out, I'll be a very popular person, in the OnlyFans industry, so they can target it. So I like the way you just turn your. It could be something stupid for some people, but it's good to keep this information. That way I can sort of give it to girls to make themselves stand out a bit more. Because once you see it, you see a blonde, you see a brunette, you see everything, and also everything that these guys want is on Pornhub.
Yeah.
Everything they want is on Pornhub. You want a brunette, you want a MILF, you want this, you want anything you want is on Pornhub. So these girls have to do something. They don't even know they do it. They're just making their videos, hoping something hits. But there's something in the videos, something makes that person say, I need to see this girl naked.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. It might even be a power thing where guys see a girl and she looks really stuck up and pretty.
And he wants
just
to I just conquer it.
Yeah, kind of exactly that. Yeah.
So you're talking about when the guy looks at the girl and he clicks on her, that girl's got a special power, that thing that connecting the men to her, and you're trying to find what that is and sort of maximize it, weaponize that, whether it's her innocence, whether it's her dirtiness, whether it's her look, her character. There's an element of it, and you want to put that on display to make a girl more available and more accessible, make people want to click more.
Definitely. I think it's just something to sort of, it's interesting as well. It's what made that guy click on that girl? Out of all the girls that he's probably seen 100 girls the same day. What made that guy click on that girl and think and say, I want to see this girl?
Well, if you find out that missing tool to show the girls, you find it out, that psychological tool to make more men click, I think you'll be very, very rich man, because I think every girl would want that.
Indeed.
To increase their people that clicks, to increase their interest.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, you need to keep working on that. We can see if we can come up with a plan. So, do you think these girls that you're working with in OnlyFans, are they happy? Are they normal girls?
Trust me, these girls are they are very normal girls. They're girls that you would say hello to in the coffee shop, but that are shy. The shy girls in the gym, they're all sorts. They're just like normal girls. And I think, like, this is very interesting. If someone asks me a year ago, before I started working with OnlyFans girls, would I ever go out with an OnlyFans girl? Would I ever date an OnlyFans girl or take her seriously? I would have said no. No way. But now I've gotten to meet girls, and actually understand them a little bit more. It's like anything. Once I've got to understand them a bit more, it's like, you know what? I would actually change my thought process on girls. Because what we have to remember as well as guys, every single guy has watched pornography at one stage of his life and probably still does. Every single guy.
Yeah.
And what you women need to understand in relationships as well is, you can't please your man. If you can't fulfill all your man's needs. No matter how you work, no matter how horny you are, your man is always gonna have needs. So it's better that the guys are going to watch a little bit of porn rather than going out and cheating. No guy's probably gonna come out and admit to his girlfriend, I'm watching porn or whatever. But the reality of the matter is, we need that desire. We have that desire, and some women have it as well. But we have that desire to get that rock off every single day. Most men. So that's just one of those things that people need to understand when they're putting down girls in the industry, because they are fulfilling a service.
Yeah.
They are. How many guys are in sexless marriages, bored out of their mind, but still staying with their wife, and it's just like an OnlyFans girl that they're seeing on the side, or Pornhub, whatever it is, that's keeping that relationship, keeping that guy sane. Because we have that need, that shit don't, unless it dries up, but we have that need, most men. So I think it's something we need to think about when we're judging women in the sex industry. They are fulfilling one of the oldest and the most needed need that guys have. We need to get that off. So
okay,
that's
all right. Let me. I'm just gonna unpack what you said, so to make it clear. Correct me if I'm wrong. So you're literally you're saying that the OnlyFans girls, it's an interesting angle. You're saying that them providing OnlyFans and showing men be able to pay to see them at that and let them men jerk off to them, that they're actually the women, these men's wives and these men's girlfriends should be happy that they're doing it virtually, wanking off or masturbating over these girls virtually, because it's not really cheating. Because if them girls wasn't there and then them men didn't have that availability to wank and look at these girls in the OnlyFans, they would go out and fulfill it other ways, maybe by clubs or prostitution or something along them lines. Is that what you're saying? So you're saying girls should be happy? Do you think is that the message? Or
I would honestly say that is the message. Okay. That is the message I would say. And I would also say as well, not just stopping your husband from going out and cheating, but just imagine a guy that's doing a normal job, doesn't feel appreciated, and his wife doesn't even appreciate him, doesn't sleep with him.
Happens all the time.
What does that guy what do some of these guys end up going and do? Committing suicide as well. So it actually goes a bit deeper. The most basic need of men is just to get that little bit of happy time, that 5-minute happy time can keep you going for the day. That could it's sad, but some men, all they have is a video of a girl that they've paid a £5 for or a £10 for or 50 quid for, that's going to keep them happy. Oh, she said my name, and she asked me about my day, because a lot of men are in really, the way society's going at the minute. Situationships is the new relationships. So
absolutely.
That's what it is.
Wow,
so
that's powerful. And I think I've heard Andrew Tate said that.
Did he?
Yeah, he did. He said that when he was talking to the replying to the guys, when the guys believed they were talking to the girls, that some of these men were suicidal, and they used to hear him, and he used to talk them over it, talk them around it, tell them they love them, tell them they cared, and these men needed that, even though it was virtual loving, but they needed any form of loving. And that's a good point. I reckon that is actually a point that shouldn't be overlooked. A lot of men are very sad, unfortunately, and they're not getting any loving from women at all. not the women they want, no women. So then if they can, if they get a channel where they can get virtual loving and they pay for it and it makes them feel better, makes them maybe get through the day, maybe get through the year, maybe get through whatever difficulties there are in their life, having a pretty lady saying that they care for them, they love them, even though it might not be true, it will feel true to him if he hears it in that moment. So I think that is called sort of like a therapeutic intervention. If a lonely man comes in, so yeah, I think that angle that will be plausible. Still not sure about if OnlyFans' career will be accepted for their family members. What's your answer to that?
Well, I've had a lot of interviews. I've done a lot of interviews with girls, and it's obviously always one of the questions that I've asked people. And I mean, it's a mixed batch. I would probably say 70 negative, 30 sort of okay. Just do what you're doing, be safe, sort of thing. I think the 70% negative is normally like, you know, one of the parents is like, you know, it's a hell no sort of thing and disown them in some cases. But I mean, it's just it's tough, and some people, you know, obviously everyone's got a perspective on the porn industry, so that's what it is. It's porn. Everyone's got a perspective on it, and most people, old-fashioned people, you know, older parents and stuff, you know, they're like, no, that's horrible, blah blah blah. But you know, I spoke to a lady. I did an interview today, just today alone, and the lady asked her. She said, you know, her sisters, her family are fine with it. You know. They're fine with it. Then obviously, as long as she stays safe, there were members of the family that weren't too bothered about it, but the immediate close rock of her family, shout out to Lexi Lee.
Shout out Lexi Lee.
The immediate family were okay with it, so that's obviously a good thing. So it's definitely a 70-30 split, you know.
So would you say that when you manage your girls, you almost take that support structure role of the family, where you help them, you talk to them, you support them, you are their sort of like confidant?
It's, you know, I actually laugh about it and go a bit further. I actually say I'm their husband. I'm their husband. So basically, I'm their husband. So basically, I say to them all the time, you know, mental health is so important. If anyone gets down, you can call me any time of the day. My phone rings all the time. You can call me up. We'll have a chat. Like, you know, just on the way down the drive, I had a phone call from a girl. She's down. You know, she's not making the money immediately. And I was like, you know, nothing's easy. You got to work. That's it. Get to work. I like, you know, you got to work. But obviously,
did you help her there? Did you?
Yeah, I said what I said. You know, it's you're a new starter. You can't expect it to kick off. And this is one of the things with OnlyFans as well. What makes the difference between girls that hit the ground running and girls that it takes a little while. Obviously, social media's been around for years. So imagine there's this girl, a beautiful girl. You're a single man that you've known your entire life, and then you see something on Facebook. Oh, click on my spicy link. Now imagine you've always wanted to see you maybe wanted to be with this girl. You've always wanted to see her. Now's my time. So them girls have that fan base within their fans, and
they need to tap into it.
This is one of those things where it's all or nothing. The girls that are willing to imagine you took your personal profile with all your friends or your family or your work friends,
said that to them.
And you said that to them. So basically, that's the difference. So those people is a rock. I have had some issues. I had
would
one
you say,
issue.
sorry to inject there, would you say, when you say it's all or nothing, would you say that some people are looking at it and being like, yeah, it goes back to the saying that people say they've sold their soul. When they sell their soul, you know, when you dance with the devil, you wait for the music to stop, so to speak. Is that fair?
I think if you think about it, like, you know, if you actually think about it, like we said before, imagine, like, I'm not saying all these girls are saving lives out here, but you know, I'm not saying all of them are. They're not all saving lives.
They're saving something, but they're not lives.
But you know, it's. I don't think it's a matter of selling your soul, you know, because I think, you know, that's just that comes with too much judgment, and the judgment would be ruling that what they're doing is wrong. You know, most girls just start off doing solo content on their own, sort of thing. Like, you imagine you meet a beautiful girl and she says, right, you know, I did OnlyFans. Like, you know, I think what's the kicker is if they've been with guys. If they've been with guys, that's probably, you know, you're asking for trouble. But if it's just solo, I think that's bearable and understandable. But I think also, obviously, you know, people want to bring someone home to their family and stuff like that. So it is tough. it is tough. So it's a tough dilemma, but like I said, it's the most important one. How can men should just shut the hell up? Let women judge. Men, all these guys that are here saying, "Oh, these OnlyFans girls, blah 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 blah."
Yeah.
Like, shut the hell up, because at this very moment, you guys have got the Vaseline. You guys have got the Vaseline. The guys that bitch about it are the guys that are asking for foot pics. The guys that are paying £200 for a girl to shit in a bucket and then eating it.
I don't think so. I think the guys that are looking at it and judging it from a societal perspective, saying, yeah, these OnlyFans career is damaging society because it's damaging relationships. Pretty girls now, instead of pretty girls going to work or trying to inspire to be anything, they think they can take a picture and then show themselves and they can get more than what men can do. So I think that element of OnlyFans is ruining relationships, because women and young girls now, especially moving to the age of technology, they're seeing how easy it is, right, to obtain quick money from just pictures and sexualizing themselves. And it's almost corrupting the younger generation's mind. Why go to work in
Okay, can anyone try to get the Liverpool footage up? Apparently, the rumours had it earlier on that there was meant to be a mosque on fire. I can see Ems. That's in Liverpool. I think them police fans are actually the Liverpool one. If I'm right, I think Ems has got a feed in Liverpool.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's an African guy running the stream. It all looks relatively quiet.
Okay, and nothing at the minute that would indicate that what was said about the mosque was true. LJ said police officers injured in Liverpool.
Right. Well, this side looks pretty quiet. I can search around for more. I was trying, but lives seem to keep dropping and stuff.
Yes, they are going to drop. They are going to drop. That's what I'm saying to people. If you're not following the page, follow the page. I think they're trying to look for any excuse to take as many live feeds off as possible. So, if anyone knows of anyone's that's got That's got it streaming now, or any updates on the mosque, please let me know. I will take this out of sub only in a second because I had no choice. There was a lot of bots and comments floating through, so I had to take it out of sub normal chat, but I will put the normal chat back on in a couple of minutes.
The moon is searching for all the good lives. If there's anything to be found, she'll find it.
Okay, Moon. Thank you very, very much. All right, let me see. Let me see who's in the box. Hi, Gemma.
Hello.
Good evening.
Hi, you're right.
How are you?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say I don't agree with obviously all the thuggery that's going on, but I'm a nurse, I'm in Exeter, and I think everyone's just had enough really, and I as much as I don't like the thuggery, I do think that it needed to happen really, and I don't think it's just down to what happened earlier this week. I think it's years of integration not working, wokery. I think everyone's just absolutely fed up with it, and I can understand why it's getting aggressive. I think there is two-tier policing. It's quite obvious, and I think that's going to wind people up even more. I'm just looking at the news here to see whether the government are going to make any comments, but doesn't seem to have been anything from them yet today.
Well, at some point he's going to have to make a statement of what's happening up and down the country because he's going to have to come out.
The thing that's come of this is Protestants and Catholics have united, it seems, in Belfast, which is really good. That's one positive, I guess you have to look at. But no, I think they speak for all of us. I mean, I wouldn't go out on the streets just because I'm a professional, and I'm really scared that that was something that happened to my job if I did. If my name, if my face was on camera, etc., etc. But I think they speak for all of us. That I spoke to family today. Some people are even in the police force in my family, and they were completely behind them. Obviously, they can't have that opinion because of their profession. But I think that yes, these people are going quite a lot over the top by being quite aggressive. But I think it's quite understandable. There's so much anger.
Okay, let's find out if anyone agrees on that. We're going to do a quick poll. Some people get involved in the poll. Some people are just silent watchers on that, which is fine. Okay, smiley face if you agree with what the lady has just said. Sad face if you disagree. Smiley face if you agree. Sad face if you disagree. Okay, there would seem to be a few people agreeing at the moment. Okay, so we have not had no Liverpool feeds at this minute, have we?
There's this one, but it's gone really quiet.
It's quiet there, yeah. It's quiet there.
It's gone well quiet for a minute.
And Gemma, what? Can I ask you a question? Sorry. Sure. What do you think that this is going to achieve apart from put more restrictions by the government in place against us? I
just hope that it pushes Keir off the pedestal. To be fair, that's what I hope will happen. He clearly is not in touch with anybody. I don't know what it will achieve. I think it's a long time coming. I've just been reading about this Muslim league of people who are out there now with knives, and they're all weaponized. Whether it's going to lead to a civil war, I'm not sure, but I almost think it just had to happen.
So 1 second, Gemma, just be careful with the words, but I'm just going to ask you to repeat that. So there's a separate group you're saying that's on the streets right now with KNIFE.
Right, Tony is kicking off here. 1 second.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to get back to that, Gemma. 1 second, sorry, we're going to get back to that. Let me just zoom into Liv. Just bear with me. What area is this, Livia, please?
I think this is Liverpool. They're all hooded up, screaming what they should not be screaming.
Okay, all right. It's obviously a bad signal there where they are. It's a bad signal.
Barish has just called me racist on the chat there. I just wondered if he could give me a little bit more of an insight as to how I'm racist.
Yeah, what account was it? If they want to request the box, it can come up. If you want to have a conversation with them, I don't know.
I think it's apologies if I don't pronounce it, but Barish.
Okay, if that account wants to come up and have a chat, you can request the box.
Gemma, I think it's interesting when you say that some of your family are in the police force and they are behind them, but obviously they can't have that opinion.
No, and you know, I wouldn't be able to go out and, you know, do a peaceful protest because I'd be too worried about my, you know, if that got me into trouble. That's the thing. I don't feel like I can really have a view in society.
Sure. Because you're a professional yourself.
Yeah. And, you know, you don't know, whatever you may say may be taken the wrong way. Like Barish has called me a racist. You know, I wouldn't want that at all. I look after people of all walks of life in my profession without any kind of prejudice at all. But for me, you know, wanting to, you know, I absolutely, you know, I have grandparents who were in the wars. And you know, and I just think, you know, I love this country, and I worked in Africa for a while, and I remember somebody saying to me, "Oh, how great is it? Tell me about the great things of Great Britain, like." And I just didn't have much to say, really, and it's such a shame.
Yeah, that's really interesting, actually. You know, putting my mind into that kind of thought. I mean, what do you think your grandparents would think of all of this now, seeing as they've fought for our freedom?
Yeah, they fought and died for it. You know, well, great uncle fought and died in the Second World War. My grandfather was a chef in the army. I think they'd be horrified, absolutely horrified. Yeah, horrified of what's going on. Horrified that it had to get this nasty. I think.
Yeah,
it really has got so nasty. You know,
Gemma, what is the ideal outcome of this for yourself?
I think the vast majority of Britons don't feel heard. You know, I think the government don't hear people, and I think that's what's happened the last week. They haven't felt heard, and I think the government needs to sit down and hear people, come to the table, and listen to their views. You know, it's a democracy, and if the government aren't doing, you know, what people want them to do, open it back up again, another election. Do you know? When we get to the point now where it looks like there's a civil war, you know, about to happen. Well, if you look at the news anyway, you know, what it's clearly gone wrong. It's clearly the government isn't governing the country anymore, really.
Well,
so yeah, and you know, the police officers, you know, they're doing their job. You know, they're doing their job. That is, they're not the wrong. They're not. You know, that they're taking orders at the end of the day. They're doing what they have to do to get their shift through.
Anne-Marie.
Hiya, Tony. Thanks for letting me come up. It's not something I normally do. I just want to bring it back to why this started. You know, at the end of the day, police officers went in to try and save those children, and now our police officers are on the streets trying to protect everything, and they're the ones getting attacked. I don't think it's right. I'm absolutely disgusted with the behaviour of the majority of the people on these streets of the UK at the moment. Most of them don't have a clue what they're even doing it for. You know, the government needs to give their head a massive, massive wobble. I was a mental health nurse, only no longer due to the fact that I got poorly, but our services, you know, they're at critical breaking point, from schools to the police to the ambulance service. You know, what do we do? We're at breaking point.
Yeah, I agree, Anne-Marie.
It's heartbreaking, it really is. You can't fight hate with hate. You can't. You know?
I think there has to be dialogue opened up, doesn't there?
There's got to be somewhere, but you know, it's how we're going to do that.
You know, Nigel Farage gets this flack. I think he's the only person at the moment that's brave enough to just plainly say what most people are thinking.
well, to be honest, in my opinion, most of these politicians, they're only out for what they can get themselves. They don't give a toss about what the UK public really want. Because if they did, this would have been sorted out a long time ago.
Yeah, it would have.
But anyway, I'm going to drop Tony. I'll let someone else have the say. Thanks for letting me come up anyway.
Thank you so much, and you have a great evening. Yeah, stay
Thank you.
safe.
Stay
Thank you.
safe, everybody.
Bye,
And you, take care. Billy, good evening. How are you, buddy?
Hi, evening, Tony. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. It's shocking what's happening around the place, isn't it? Shocking.
It is, but I think one of the important lessons we've got to learn from July, obviously starting off from the riots in Hare Hills, then obviously the Manchester Airport incident, and then obviously now is that there's always two sides to a story. And I think because obviously we're so trusting of social media, we tend to form a decision quite quickly. I mean, for example, if you remember when we had the Leeds riots, I was kind of one of the first ones to come onto your live and said, look, whatever the inner reasons might be for social services to get involved, I think these riots are just unjustified. But then the next day, or a couple of days afterwards, when a video emerged of police being heavy-handed with removing the children, then obviously my kind of opinion was split, because obviously I thought, well, and it all falls down to the management of the situation. Obviously, you're always going to get thugs and the odd crowd that are going to spoil it for the rest of us, but it's about being empowered and managing. And unfortunately, one of the things that we've got to accept in this country is the law's too crap. It kind of is more on the side of the wrongdoers, shall we say.
Yeah.
And even civil servants, there's only so much they can do. But again, like I said, coming back onto the Leeds incident, obviously the police could have dealt with that very differently as well. And not that I'm saying that I'm giving a green light to the riots, the fact that people flipped over cars, burnt buses out, that's unjustified. And then obviously again with the Manchester Airport incident, when the first few days we kind of thought, well, I mean, I still do believe that, again, the police could have dealt with it slightly differently, or the police isn't put in a position of trust where they can go kicking people's head in like a football. But then when the second video emerged, again, I think we were forced to kind of think, well, hang on a minute, it looks like it's a tit for tat situation here, because obviously there was fists flying about from both sides. So again, that died out. Now, coming to obviously what's happening now at this moment, again, the first sort of few days, because they mentioned the T word, that they suspect that this is going to be under the T Act, immediately people formed this kind of mindset that, oh, well, if it's something to do with T, it's got to be Asian, it's got to be Muslim, it's got to be this, it's got to be that. And things spiraled out of hand very quickly. And then obviously after so many days, I think it was several days, we found out, obviously, it had nothing to do with Muslims. And obviously the individual concerned was from a different ethnic background and obviously religious group. It's awful what he did, and I hope he gets severely punished, because obviously children are children. Regardless, anyone, to sort of just present yourself and obviously, use the K thing and take people's life away from them. It doesn't matter if you're you're vulnerable, and that was wrong. But again, a far right group has used that to their advantage, and it's really shocking that there's riots in every other kind of town or city. And what's going to happen if it's not put under control now? It's going to spiral out of control. And whilst a lot of these people who are turning up at these riots are thugs, they're using thuggish behavior and so on, there are other people, or what I call nerds, who'll turn up not because they've got an agenda or they think in their mindset that they've gone to defend an opinion or a reason. It's just because they think it's fun, throwing obviously wheelie bins, bottles, cans at obviously police. And yet, remember, this is the same police. When you and me and obviously a few of us others on the Manchester Airport incident were kind of saying, well, look, the police is wrong. You're
You've gone on mute. Billy, you've gone on mute.
Hi,
Billy,
Tony. I've not been in your books before. I've just come up. I
sorry, it
found.
goes to show
Kirsty,
that
you're more than welcome. Go ahead, Billy. Sorry, finish off. Sorry.
Sorry, my lovely. No worries.
yeah. So it just goes to show that there's certain groups that are growing, and I clearly have the opinion that it's happened now because they know that they've got 3 DICK heads sat in the parliament under. And I'm sorry if I'm going to offend someone, but that is my opinion. Reform has no place in our House of Chambers, but ever since they've come, people have got this thing that we've got ammunition now. We can actually say and do what we want. I do believe in freedom of speech, but I don't believe in a speech that can offend someone's religion or cultural beliefs. And that's the bottom line. But for some reason, people like Lee Anderson, Nigel Farage, their rhetoric, these people, it's very, very inflammatory. It's very, very despicable. You shouldn't be labeling people like that, no matter what backgrounds they come from. And they are the root cause of what's happening on these streets today. Look, I'm British born and bred. I'm in my 40s. What difference would me and maybe my white comparative have? Yeah, they might have had a pork sausage and I might have ate a vegan sausage, and that's about it. We might have had the same bread, the same milk that the school gives at school and so on. But seriously, the feeling of watching these riots at this moment is very, very daunting. And to be quite honest, it's just put a gloom in the atmosphere, British atmosphere. It just doesn't seem. I mean, I'll be very honest with you. I've been amongst Asian households over the weekend. I know weekends only sort of kicked off this morning. And there are even people sort of gone to the extent of well, these are ethnic minority people, by the way, of saying, oh, do you think we'll get kicked out? Do you think obviously we'll have to go back to our motherlands and that lot? And the fact that people are actually now thinking like that is quite scary, to be quite honest. But
It
other
is.
than that, I think the only thing we can appeal for, we can only appeal.
You've gone back on mute again.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
Yeah. I think we can only appeal for harmony and obviously calmness. But I do think, look, I'm not against anyone who votes reform or thinks their agenda is quite good. But I think no matter who we believe or who we want to follow, or what we think, one thing that we should all promote is that we should be promoting a diverse society, and we should respect each other's beliefs. No one welcomes murderers or thugs or anyone kind of engages into that kind of behavior. But I think we've got to be very careful with our choice of words, and to make sure that they're not inflammatory, and we can, as responsible adults, get our point across in a way that doesn't seek to offend anyone else.
Well, can I ask you a question, Billy? I'm going to leave. If people agree with what you're saying, and obviously you're entitled to the opinion like anyone else. And I just want to say one thing. This is not gonna lift up. You did say, this is gonna spiral out of control. Of course, it's gonna spiral out of control. Is looting Greg's, Specsavers, Shoe Zone, and many other shops damaging police officers, also injuring dogs and horses? Is that a message that people are trying to put across? Is that what they're aiming for, to say, listen, we can break up this country if you don't listen to us? Is that what's going? Is that the message? I don't get the message. What is trying to be sent across here? There's no government figure in sight. It's just cars, shops, and animals being damaged. I mean,
Well,
what
up
is
here
the message?
in the northwest, I've had reports of a few incidents where there've been a South Asian appearing couple and then a South Asian gentlemen who were approached by these rioters, shall I say, and they were actually punched in the face. Now, it is speculation because obviously I've not seen it on any of the news channels, whether that emerges later on or not. Just like Southport, a lot of the information or facts that we got by the Southport riots came out the day after. I'm not sure. But clearly, it's actually trying to. I mean, in reality, this is what tea is. Because what they're trying to do is trying to send a message across. Obviously, you've got a mixture of looters as well who are trying to take advantage of the fact that, look, because there's a bigger gang, we can actually break into shop windows and obviously, get a few bob here and there. But on an international platform, we're looking like jokes at the moment because remember, we were one of the countries that always promoted diversity. But as it stands at the moment, we've not got much to show for it, to be quite honest. And I think I do still believe that these thugs are a minority. They're not going to get very far. Britain is so diverse now; they're going to struggle to eradicate diversity. Yeah, I mean, there might be areas which start becoming, let's say, or belonging to a majority ethnicity. But overall, I think they've got their work cut out because we are a very diverse country. But it's just, I think we're going to hear as the days come along that there's going to be more riots, there's going to be more protests, there's going to be obviously fists obviously flying about, there's going to be isolated incidents where a particular group or a particular individual might get hurt. And
yeah, there is. And also, just a quick question. There's been multiple reports or rumours or speculation today that there was meant to be 4 KNI, you know what I'm on about, in,
yes, I do. Yes,
I think Leeds or Bristol, Hull
Stoke.
or
Stoke.
Leeds, or Liverpool, sorry, or Hull. And also, there was rumours, we had multiple people coming in the chat earlier on and in here saying that a mosque is apparently on fire in Liverpool. Have you heard anything about that?
Well, when I last tuned in around about tea time, I saw clips, and obviously people were kind of commenting, saying, Liverpool is much stronger. There's more people that have come together to kind of protect the mosque. Now, if that's been put on fire or kind of damaged in any way, I'm not aware of that yet at the moment.
Well, that was, and I did say it earlier on, there was a group of lads that was running down towards that area. We actually heard it on one of the live feeds, saying that, I can't remember the name of the road. Does anyone remember the name of the road where they were saying on the live stream that it was meant to be up?
I know that writing at the minute around County Road in Liverpool, but that's all I know at the minute, mate.
LJ, thank you so much. I don't know. I'm not sure. I really am not sure if that County Road, that's exactly where it was meant to be. There's meant to be something unfolded on County Road, but I don't know if there's any live feeds that we can get on County Road.
Tony, can I just say, there's someone in the comments, someone by the ID of I saying, according to Billy, it's all about Muslims, according to Billy. Have I actually sat here to try and just endorse Muslims?
I think my opinion, right? Can I just get my opinion here? People keep saying, like, oh, get these people out of the country, the terrorists and all that. But for my opinion, I can disagree with me here. When I'm seeing people harming the police, horses, animals, burning shops, breaking shops, to me, that comes across as terrorism. So in what way are they better? Yeah, that's just my opinion. Because it's coming across as terrorism. It's an act of terrorism.
Okay, can I just quickly jump in for 1 minute, 30 seconds if possible, right? So the next thing that the people are going to go against, they're going to go to the hotels like they tried today, and that's the next thing they're going to do, okay? And that's coming from a friend who knows a friend of a friend, yeah? That's the next thing they're going to do. And another thing there was, I don't know if you've seen it, Billy, did you see that today with the police liaison officer was outside the mosque in Stoke telling them all to leave their weapons there before they went onto the streets today because they were all tooled up.
Sorry, who took weapons? Sorry.
There was a group of they were outside a mosque, yeah.
Right.
The people that are going in there, And the police liaison officer was outside in front of them all, telling them all not to take their weapons onto the streets, to leave them in the
Okay, so I
mosque.
take it they'll be predominantly Muslim men. Is that right?
Potentially, yes.
Potentially, right. Okay. Well, even that's wrong. I don't agree with that. Why are weapons being allowed in our on our streets and obviously our places of worship? It shouldn't come to that. So they are wrong as well. I strongly say, as a Muslim, I strongly say that if they have done that, then that's wrong. We need to let the public service do the best that they can. Because obviously, I mean, I might be passionate. If thugs came into my sort of area, I would go, but I'd stand as a shield, not as someone who's trying to obviously throw up problems on the street. Because remember, the street is a public place. It's going to be used by many other people, and that's not what our streets are about. You know, that we're throwing knives and fists. Yeah.
But I think there'll be a curfew coming into places for some of it. Some parts of the UK, there'll be a curfew.
I think what they need to do is do a COVID-style lockdown where they're saying like we're still outside until the situations calm down.
Unless you're going to work or something like that, you won't be allowed on the streets.
Yeah, well, I think that's fair, dude. It's for everyone's interest and safety, isn't it?
I agree with you. Right, I'm going to jump out. I'll let somebody else in. All right.
Thank you so much, buddy. Thank you, Katie. Katie, thank you so much as well for the support. I appreciate it. All right.
Tony, just sorry to butt in. Just in case I get like bananaed or whatever, I'd just like to show you that this is a YouTube streamer. He's got whole up. He's got
I know who he is. He's got all the. I know 100%. I know.
Yeah.
But you know, we like to have a conversation. We like we have Marty knows him as well. But what we like to do is we like to have a chat in as well in amongst the boxes. Do you get what I mean?
No, that's fine. I just didn't know if it was helpful to have them all in one place. So just let me know.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Tony, Lucy's trying to get back in the box.
It might be kicking off where Lucy is. I know Lucy was live. Sorry, Lucy. I didn't even know you were waiting. Sorry about that. It's gone calm again and everywhere at the minute. Yeah.
We've moved. We all got separated, and we've just had to bundle, and then that's the outcome of that police car.
Oh my God.
Okay, let me just give it a big screen. Let me just give it a big screen yet. So, more emergency services vehicles damaged.
And then they put that metal thing through, and we've ended up. They've literally separated us, and we're now at, I believe the chap said, St Mary's.
Yeah.
Redcliffe Church or something it's called.
Redcliffe Church, yeah.
Here. And they're literally surrounded around this roundabout. Apparently they was after, when we was on that bridge, why they pushed us back over the bridge and down this way is because if they had carried on going on, there's a mosque up there, and that is apparently what they was after, was the mosque.
Okay.
But
So that's what they were trying to get to. Essentially, we're trying to get across to the mosque. That's the rumours at the moment. That's what they were trying to get to, when they trapped them at the bridge. All right.
And when they say it's like the lines of the police with the horses and the dogs, I was literally stood there saying I cannot move no more because of the people in front of me, and they just bomb you. They had hold of the back of like my handbag, like my rucksack on my back, and you was just being pushed.
Wow.
It's scary. It is really, really scary.
Make sure you stay safe. I know you're not camped to, and Lucy is actually there. Lucy, can you just say exactly? You were covering Bristol, wasn't it?
It's Bristol. So I'm stood on Port Wall Lane now, and I've been told that over there is St Mary's Redcliffe or Radcliffe Church.
Yeah.
So they've moved us from Castle Park, which is all the way down there. They've literally shunted us and separated us in like 3 different groups. They kettled us.
Well, please be careful. Yes, I remember that happened in London to some people in London. So just be careful, because at any given second, once they start with the dispersal orders, just make sure you get yourself out of there as soon as, because they will not hesitate to grab you and arrest you. Even though you're not there causing trouble, you're just there to video what's happening. I understand that. We know that. But they will just take everyone and anyone out, yeah?
Yeah, it is absolute. It's chaos. But they've separated. It's like everybody sort of dispersed. There was nobody. And then all of a sudden, it's like they're all in contact and they've met back up, and then you're sort of back in the centre of it again.
Yeah.
But this whole roundabout, it's hard to show you because I can't get across to the other side. But this whole roundabout is just lined all the way around with riot vans.
Okay, right, bear with me 1 second. If there's anything kicking off on anyone's screen, please tell me so I can give you the big screen, all right?
I must be the other side to Lucy, I reckon.
Well, Beatty, thank you so much. Okay, what is happening here? We got an arrest. Okay, let me just zoom in on here. Sorry, Moon, any indication of what he's been arrested for?
No, not as yet. It's on just Hardy's page. He's been arrested, but there's a plane flying around as well. Really low. They've just sort of like picked him for some reason, but they're searching him. So I gather he might have. I don't know. Nothing's been said about what he's been arrested for. I'm afraid. Sorry.
Say hello. Stop and search. I don't know why. No stupid stuff in our chat, lad. Rwanda and all that.
Okay, so we're going to keep an eye on that. We're going to keep an eye on that to see what's unfolding there. If anyone, just unmute. If there's something kicking off, just unmute and tell me, look, big screen. I will give you the big screen if it's kicking off in any of the boxes, all right?
Tony, can I just quickly ask, because I've been away for 2 days, so I've not really tuned in as much for the last 2 days. Since it's been revealed that the individual who is connected to the incident in Southport was not a Muslim, then why have the riots not stopped for?
It hasn't changed anything. I totally agree with you, Billy. It hasn't changed anything. I feel like it was just, you know, some would say that maybe this was just an excuse that was needed to trigger this off.
Yeah.
Some could say that enough is enough, and then others could say, well, you know, this is effing pointless. And that's the problem. But yeah, to me, it doesn't make sense. I totally agree with you on that. It doesn't make sense that the mosques and stuff is being targeted. So clearly this, look, Billy, you're not stupid. I'm not stupid. It's gonna get way out of hand.
Of course it is.
And you know that as well as I do.
The police look inferior. For the first time in my life, British police looks inferior. It's almost like they're having to drag themselves into this situation.
Yes.
They seem lethargic. It's almost like they lost power and they don't. And I'm not saying that in a demeaning way to the police. I think obviously the police in this country can do obviously a lot better. But I think because of so many things that have happened over the last sort of month, because remember, they are human beings at the end of the day, and it looks like they're disillusioned about what on earth is going on. You know, what sort of challenges are we being put in front of? I mean, it must be awful to be having really been thrown at you.
Yeah. Meg and Luna, good evening. I hope you're all keeping well. Thanks for joining. Katie and all the rest of you, I hope you're all keeping well. You know, Billy, listen, I can see at some point that people are going to turn around and say, right, listen, this is taking the piss now. This is out of hand.
Yes.
You're trying to come at our places of prayer. And that some could say it could be the start of a civil war, so to speak. You know, and I do believe that. Let me just get a poll for the chat. Sorry, chat. I'm going to put the normal, I have to switch in and out because I get bots that comes in and calling names, and sometimes I don't know how many mods I've got. Can the mods give me a thumbs up as well, please, in the chat? Bear with me. Let me put the comments back on normal. Any racism and discrimination, you will be muted and blocked. It's as simple as that. All right, let me do a quick poll. Do you believe we are heading for a civil war? Put a sad face. If you don't think we are, put a smiley face. Sad face if you think this is the beginning of a civil war. Smiley face if you disagree.
Sorry, Tony, can I just say thank you for anyone that's gifted me? I'm sorry that I've not been able to say thank you.
No, you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome.
I think,
Come boxes very often, sorry.
to be honest,
No,
you
I
are.
appreciate you joining. Thank you, Kirsty. I appreciate you joining. Thank you very, very much. Listen, we're all trying to just, we're all curious to what's going up and down the country, because what we're watching, people, this is not on your road at the minute. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean? It's I'm not trying to cause any fear or anything like that, but and that includes myself. If this it's something that's going to look like it's going to completely escalate, get way out of hand, and it's going to be too little or too late for the government to do anything about anything.
Yeah.
And that's being straight and honest.
I think the fact is they are outnumbered, and they know that.
Yeah, 100%.
Definitely. I mean, I'll agree with that, whoever said that, because they did kind of reveal that they were going to be coming to an area called Blackburn, which is only down the road from me. Now, Blackburn, if anyone is quite familiar with the dynamics of Blackburn, is very, very, it's very, very highly densely populated with ethnic minorities, and it's a very, very close-knit community as well. They will basically look out for each other, and it's that kind of close-knit that after 35 years of stronghold, Labour lost to an independent this time round. That's how much obviously sentimental the community is about issues including Palestine and so on. Now, they were originally going to come, but I think then they realised that they're going to be heavily outnumbered, so they didn't turn up. Otherwise, they did have precautionary measures there as well. And to be quite honest, I even heard rumours that groups of lads were actually waiting to sort of confront them. So I'm glad that they didn't come, because that means that's one town less from obviously being looted, because clearly it weren't just going to be bottles and bricks and wheelie bins. There would have been a lot of other things potentially that we've seen happening in places. Obviously broke into shop windows and obviously looted stuff as well. So
the thing is, Billy, I think it was in Hull before where they set I think it was Shoe Zone on fire, and the police said, "Well, it's not our problem. We've got bigger things to think about." And it's like, wow, okay. And that's from the sergeant himself.
I think that is the haunty bit of it, is when police kind of say, well, look, you know what, I can only, my line is here and I can't overstep it. Whereas in situations like riots and protests, they have to go beyond that line. So I think just because of everything that's happened, and one of the things that we've got to remember is that ever since we've had the Tories, the police network has been cut. It's been severely. The very first thing they did 14 years ago when they came into power was they kind of they cut public services drastically. I mean, the police officers were, the vacancies were cut down. They could easily replace them by having cheaper police force, which is like the police liaison officers. You only need to go through a British airport to realise that they handed customs duties over to border force at the immigration desk. So, this is now actually a blow in the face. And I mean, as much as I detest Labour, I don't think Labour can fix it overnight anyway. You know what I mean? It's just not doable.
No, I don't think there's any going back on this, to be honest with you, mate. I really don't. We had a thing like, I've just been speaking to family about this, about the Toxteth riots in the 80s, and that was about racism. But there's no going back on this. There's not going to be an agreement. There's no way you can fix this.
You can't. And like I said, it's I personally believe it's going to spiral out, and especially on weekends, when a lot of people have got time on their hands. And it's the demeanor. I mean, if you want to riot, the way I see it, if you're pissed off about something and you've decided you want to riot about it, you'd be absolutely fuming, you'd be hot-faced, you'd be but there's people here that are like laughing and thinking it's funny. And the worst thing is they've now got women thugs. You know what I mean? That was the worst bit. I saw obviously a few clips earlier on, and they were like butch type women who have kind of joined in. I thought being thuggish was always a man's game. You know what I mean? So, and then they've even got youngsters.
Sorry, I'm just laughing because I've seen some Russian women who were like in the 60s, right? And it just reminded me of a picture I saw. And it was the army. The army was trying to, struggling to lift and squat and that. And it was a 60, 70-year-old woman. She was carrying a tree on her shoulders, like, you know what, I'm fine. Yeah, definitely. I think the whole there's tough things a man's game's definitely far out there. Like,
And it's like if these kids get charged, what future have they got ahead of them? Because 10 years, the DBS, the record's going to stay on the DBS, and I just can't understand why people have no control. I mean, there's a way of rioting. Well, I'm not saying rioting, but let's say it should have been a protest. If they strongly believed in what they're trying to portray, then it should have been a protest, not a riot. But it's definitely daunting, the fact that they're actually looting shops,